Okay.
Part 9. Yeah. Yeah, that was the last. Yeah, that clip I just showed Mike a clip though too from an intro. Yeah, that was Bob Saget last year. He did the show. He ended up his contract ran out after the season, so he quit the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Gary Owens did it. The original announcer of the show was a guy by the name of Ernie Anderson. He did all the voiceovers for ABC. He was set from like the mid to late 70s until the mid 90s, and then he passed away in the middle of the season. So they ended up getting Gary Owens, who had been retired from announcing for years. He hadn't been an announcer in a regular form since I think Laugh-In ended in the mid 70s.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that voice was him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna say it just sounds kind of something about it kind of rings a bell there.
Yeah, that was Gary Owens.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, see, I even told a friend of mine, Angie Brown, once so too. She told me one time we were texting on Facebook or something like that, and she said, I'm watching Funny AFV, and I said, you do realize I'm older than that show, right? And they said, no. Yeah, that show debuted like 3 months after was like a year after I was born. That show debuted in a pilot. I'll even pull up.
I don't even remember watching that too much, but.
Oh yeah.
What was that? 80s, 90s, 80s?
Late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, that show debuted in 1990.
Okay.
It was like the hottest show on TV. It was getting astronomical ratings.
So that was that. What was that show? Oh my gosh. It was before that. America's Funniest Videos. Oh, Candid Camera.
Yes.
It's kind of that. It's kind of that vibe. Almost
Candid
like
Camera was a different. It was like the hidden camera, practical joke kind of setup though too.
I remember that one very distinctly.
Yeah, I do too. I remember.
I was really little.
I also remember when I was little. Dom DeLuise did a version of the show in the early 90s.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that show more than I remember the America's Funniest Video.
Now Dick Clark and Ed McMahon used to do a blooper special all the time. They'd show old TV bloopers and stuff like that. And then during the show, they would play practical jokes on people in Hollywood and stuff like that. And some of them were so flat out hilarious or so crazy and weird that it was so out of left field, people would just stand there stunned.
Of course, nowadays, social media as it is, YouTube, everybody goes out and does like prank videos. Like everybody.
Yeah.
It's like everybody has a prank video. Like, it used to be, the Candid Camera was like, that was very unique. Now everybody's got a
it did.
camera.
Yeah, it's like that now. Yeah, social media has kind of watered it down though too. Yeah, like on the old practical joke specials and stuff like that. They did one on they got one on Johnny Carson in England that was so hilarious and so goofy that it threw them for a loop. Johnny was going to Wimbledon. He would always go to the Wimbledon U.S. Open every summer on his vacation from The Tonight Show in the 80s. Well, the head of NBC at the time, Grant Tinker, said, look, we're renegotiating the contracts to broadcast them. We need some, would you like to drop by this little cocktail party and just kind of mingle and stuff like that? Johnny didn't do social gatherings or parties or anything like that. So they said, yeah, sure. I'll do it for a few minutes. What the heck? I'll do it. He does, and he gets to talking to these people. They start doing double talk, and all these they talk in this crazy language. It's not English with a British accent, and Johnny gets lost in the shuffle. He's got the deer in the headlights look this big.
Jeez.
I've got one on my YouTube page though too of the late Dean Stockwell and Scott Bakula. They announced NBC announced they were bringing Quantum Leap back again.
I was gonna say that. Okay, you said those two names. I'm like, why do I remember those?
Yeah, NBC announced they were bringing Quantum Leap back. I've already delved a little bit into that, but I've got one on my YouTube page of a practical joke Dean Stockwell played on Scott because Scott would always run around the set, pull Dean's suspenders down as a joke. Well, Dean sets up a joke where Scott's got to do an ad and a promo and stuff like that, and Scott ends up the coolest collector. When they'd play practical jokes on celebrities, they'd be so frazzled, their eyes would be so big, they'd be running around going, oh my God, what's going on? Chicken with their head cut off. Scott Bakula had ice water in his veins to the very end.